Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it, and we're just going to get into these PBC Errol Spence Jr. fanboys. These guys made a big, statement about my recent video about Errol Spence Jr. And what's delaying so long in him signing the contract with Sean Porter. Never once in that entire video did I ever accuse him of using performance-enhancing drugs. I only stated the speculation surrounding the delay. And a lot of people have had these speculations. People have made comments about his nipples and things like that. I simply only brought that information to the attention of everyone. And you can do with that information what you will. But I had a few fanboys that were just really disrespectful, so I just decided to expose these guys for the fanboys that they are, and expose the fact that most of these guys for Errol Spence and the PBC, these guys are only fanboys, and these guys only care about that one promotional company. So let's just break it down. Gunslinger Zach 34 states, y'all act like Mikey didn't get destroyed for 12 rounds. How you gonna knock out a dude that's in survival mode the whole night? So let's just break that down. First of all, Mikey Garcia was not in survival mode the whole night. Mikey Garcia was trying to get inside and work against Errol Spence Jr., so that means he was going for it. It was Errol Spence Jr. who was working off the back foot. It was Errol Spence Jr. trying to box. Errol Spence Jr. wasn't the same Errol Spence Jr. that we've seen against Kell Brook, coming in, wanting to brawl, trying to go head up with the guy, shot for shot, blow for blow. No, Errol Spence Jr. was afraid of Mikey Garcia's power. Yes, he did completely outbox Mikey Garcia that entire fight. Kudos to Errol Spence Jr. for doing what he was supposed to do. But you get no points for not being able to stop and drop a guy who's moving up from 135 pounds. Errol Spence Jr., at the end of the day, he's a good fighter. He's a talented fighter. I like him. But there's no excuse for him not being able to stop Mikey Garcia, or at the very least drop him. He threw over 1,000 punches in that fight. But let's keep it going. Mama We Made It states that, you can see on the screen, he said he's still salty as far as the IBFP over the whooping that Spence gave Mikey. I wish me and you could strap it up for 12 rounds. First of all, this just shows how emotional you are about Errol Spence Jr. Anyone speaks on Errol Spence Jr. and you're ready to step in the ring to defend your guy. That's the kind of guy you are, I see. But let's just be honest and unbiased. If you're ever willing to, because you have my contact information, you have my email as far as my Twitter, and so if you can always go on Twitter if you want to contact me directly. We can spar and we can put it online for everyone to see, everyone to view, and we can do it for charity. How about that, Mama? We made it. Because I noticed that you left none of your contact information because you really don't want it. As far as being salty over anything that happened with Mikey and Spence, there's nothing to be salty over. I called that a 50-50 fight. I was wrong. Errol Spence Jr. dominated Mikey Garcia as far as outboxing him. He did what he was supposed to do. Didn't make a difference to me. It is what it is. I'm a fan of all boxings. The next one comes from Black American King. He states, man, stop hating on Spence. Shaking my head, PED. You must have some sort of deep obsession with that man. So, I make a lot of videos about multiple boxers, all kinds of people. And I've never seen this guy on any other video except for when I speak about Errol Spence Jr., and which has been extremely rare lately. And the fact that you would say that I have a deep obsession with Errol Spence Jr., the fact that I would bring up something that's been widely speculated, and the fact that Errol Spence Jr. is not VADA testing you around, that means that I'm hating on Errol Spence Jr.? Never did I make an accusation. Never did I say he was a terrible fighter. I've always stated Errol Spence Jr. is a terrific fighter, and he just needs to fight the best. That's been my only thing with Errol Spence Jr. But because I'm honest and unbiased about his flaws, because I'm honest and unbiased about the speculation surrounding him, and because I'm honest and unbiased about who he is as far as ducking other fighters such as Terrence Bud Crawford, that means I'm hating. Because I'm honest and giving an unbiased analysis of Errol Spence Jr., you sound like a fanboy. But let's keep it going. Abdul Shariad states, if he is on PEDs, then AJ Canelo must be, because boxing is beginning to even more corrupt. LOL, too many promoters brand ads involving in boxing. So let's be honest. Anthony Joshua and Canelo Alvarez are not synonymous with Errol Spence Jr. First of all, Anthony Joshua, whether he won or lost against Andy Ruiz, at the end of the day, he's a global superstar. Canelo Alvarez, whether he win or lost against anybody, he's a global superstar. So these two guys are in a league of their own. Errol Spence Jr. has never filled out the stadiums that these guys have filled. Errol Spence Jr. has never sold the tickets that these guys have sold. And the one fight he did against Mikey Garcia brought those fans to the table. Mikey Garcia brought that attention, because you can see now plain as day, Errol Spence Jr. fighting Sean Porter, as far as always the speculation and reports going against Mike Coppinger with the ring, is that's not going to be a pay-per-view fight. That's not anticipated to be one. And if they, for whatever reason, decide to put that on pay-per-view, it will flop. Mark my words. And that's no hate on Errol Spence Jr. That's the honest, unbiased truth. Because for people to respect Errol Spence Jr. as a top-level, elite-level fighter, to put him in the category of the AJs and the Canelo, he needs to go in there and do what he did to Mikey Garcia, to Terrence Bud Crawford. So you can't fanboy for guys, and you can't be biased. At the end of the day, Anthony Joshua has never been, the type of guy that wasn't enrolled in year-round VADA testing. He currently is. And you have to understand, the reason why he is, people speculate because he's muscular, but at the end of the day, you can speculate, but the speculation holds no validity because he's constantly testing. Errol Spence Jr. is not. That's the difference. Canelo Alvarez constantly testing. Just did a year of VADA testing, 365 days. Constantly testing. See, these two fighters, that's the difference between Errol Spence. He's not constantly testing. He's not being tested now, but AJ and Canelo are. Christopher Hall, the next fanboy, comes up and states speculation, don't put Spence's name in the same boat with Canelo. Well, Canelo has proven, at least for the last year, that he's a 100% clean fighter. And prior to that, he's already went as far as to test his B samples. He's went as far as to do, different things to show that, hey, this isn't what you thought it was. And, Errol Spence Jr. is not being tested right now. So, yes, it's just bringing speculation to light on people's concerns about him, the fact that he's delaying fights, the fact that he's ducking fighters, and the fact that he's not as anxious to take this fight that was signed over a month ago, and the fact that these guys are rushing to his defense like someone has said anything disrespectful baffles me, because at the end of the day, when you look at guys like this, Errol Spence Jr. can't be put in the same category of Canelo Alvarez, because he's not at the same level. He's not a superstar like Canelo, and he hasn't even faced the best fighters in his division because he's busy ducking. But let's keep it going. Tevin Howell, the next fanboy, states Errol Spence, the truth, strap season, man down Spence. I see a lot of Spence haters are saying the contract not signed because he's on roids, but you have to stop and think maybe there's something in the contract that Spence and his team don't agree with. Well, that makes no sense, Tevin, because at the end of the day, Errol Spence Jr. should be sending Sean Porter the contract. So why would there be something that they sent to Sean Porter? Because he's the A side, right? He's the biggest star in the welterweight division, right? So according to you and your logic, why would Sean Porter be sending him a contract? Wouldn't he be sending Sean Porter a contract? And if he sends Porter a contract, everything in the contract must have been to his approval and his liking. You have to be honest and unbiased. And we can no longer call him strap season because he doesn't want Terrence Crawford strapped. We can no longer call him man down because he couldn't stop or drop Mikey Garcia. But let's keep it going. All Day Boxing states, I love how this guy is so pro-Latino and hates on blacks. First of all, we never make anything about race, and All Day Boxing only likes to step in when someone speaks on Errol Spence Jr. That's the only time we ever see this fanboy, and we have to expose him for the fanboy that he is, because we're honest and unbiased. And if you say that we only support Latinos and hate on blacks, that makes no sense, because when you look at it like this and we're being honest and unbiased, I picked Terrence Bud Crawford to beat Jose Benavidez. I picked at the end of the day, I picked Anthony Joshua to beat Andy Ruiz. We don't make things about race. We keep things honest and unbiased based on what we see in the ring. The only people that introduce race or anything like that into the conversation is you fanboys. But once again, unbiased as always, it's the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.